Good morning, everyone. This is Ramona coming at you. Today's topic is entering new relationships broken. And what it really means, what it truly means to love someone. Yeah. Okay, so, as everybody knows, if you keep up with my channel, I got out of a relationship. It was a 5-year relationship, and I am really learning a lot from it. I've gone through a lot of pain in this relationship and a lot of wondering why. Why did this relationship have such a hold on me? Why was I in it so steeply the way that I was, where my every happiness relied on her? Because I was with a woman, so I'm wondering, why her? And so relationships to me are very, very important. And I'm trying not to, I'm a smart person, and I'm trying not to repeat the same mistakes that I've did before. And I'm actually happy that I had the relationship that I had, because, I really needed a lot of maturing, having somebody force me to stop, look, and see. And she didn't do that. It was just the result of what I learned from this relationship, that you can't just flow with the wind and let the wind take you wherever you need to go, not where you need to go, but wherever you want to go. It could be where you need to be and where you not need to be. Okay? I've learned that you have to take real strong control of your own life. If you want anything specifically, your dreams, your goals, which is, we're talking about relationships. So if you want an amazing relationship, you can't just go all willy-nilly and have no control over yourself, not even knowing yourself, not knowing your strengths, not knowing who you are. I mean, you don't know anything about yourself. And I went into this relationship just that. I was just a broken individual who was truly lost. I was a lost child. Okay. So I know I'm not going to be in a relationship for a while, and that's okay, because I got a lot to do right here. I am going to be in a relationship with numero uno, right here, me. Because what I learned is that you really have to get to know yourself first. You have to fall in love with yourself. And yes, I've been working on myself for quite some time now, but I know, at some point I was like, oh, I've learned everything I need to know about me, yay! But, the more issues that I'm facing, as time goes on, I'm really going back, reminiscing, being nostalgic in a way, about the relationship that I had. And I'm wondering, it's been 3 months since our relationship is over. We've been together for 5 years. So I think that I'm doing pretty good, with the healing and the mending, okay? So I'm doing it right. But I stop and I don't brush anything out of the carpet, and I ask questions head on from myself. Why is it taking me so long to get over somebody who just clearly didn't deserve anything? I mean, it was great at one point, but in the end, she was really ugly, okay? Well, we can nitpick at that. what parts were great, what weren't. But, yeah, so I was just thinking about, why am I so sad over somebody who was just really mean to me, didn't treat me well, didn't treat me good at all? Why does it take me so long to get over this? And I have concluded that the reason why I'm having such a hard time is because when I went into this relationship, I gave my 150% of me over. I lost myself. I gave myself over to her, and I allowed her to do whatever it was that she wanted to do with me. Fill me with whatever it is that she was going to fill me up, whether it was self-doubt, whether it was to have low confidence, making me feel this small, making me feel like I'm insignificant or inferior. The only time making me feel good about myself when she needed me to feel good about myself, because she's feeling blue and she needs the support. So But yeah, I entered this relationship as an empty shell, and I said, here, take the reins, because I obviously can't, rule my own world, my own life. But that was a big mistake. But I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I would have never come to this conclusion if I didn't experience things that I've learned in this life. So that's why I call it a karmic relationship, okay? It was kind of relationship that was needed. I needed this relationship, and it really wasn't all about. It was more about maturing and growing and finding out about me and the world and growing a thicker skin and I've learned 1,000,001 things in this relationship, but none of it had to do with a no, I take that back. There was love in this relationship, but it wasn't priority number one. Priority was maturing, growing, and learning about life and people, and becoming a stronger individual, learning how to stand up for myself and what have you. And so I'm out of the relationship, and I'm still growing. And I'm telling you guys these things because I want you to learn from my experiences, which is, if you're ever going to want to have a significant relationship that is an amazing relationship, you have to know who you are first. Number one, you have to know who you are. Feel comfortable in your own skin. You have to learn how to be happy by yourself. You have to learn how to be reliant on yourself. You should not be going into a relationship expecting somebody's going to take care of you. Don't do it, because you're relinquishing control of your life. When you give yourself to another and say, hey, take the reins of my life, well, they'll take the reins of, even the nicest person will take the reins of your life and drag you down. If you're a mat, people will walk on you. Even the ones who wouldn't really do that, but if somebody is saying, hey, use me, people are gonna use you. Okay? And you being so naive, you're thinking, oh, they're not using me, they're helping me out. Sure, it hurts, but I'm alive, I'm feeling not good. Okay? So you have to make sure that you can support yourself emotionally, think for yourself, and not ever relinquish your thoughts, okay? How you want to feel about yourself, what you know about yourself to be true. So when somebody tells you you're ugly, you already established a long time ago, well, no, I'm not. And you'll be laughing in their face like, okay, so you're telling me this because something in you is small, because I know I'm gorgeous, or somebody calls you stupid. You've already entered this relationship already knowing that, I'm a very intelligent woman. Been there, done that, proven myself time and time and time again. For real. That's who you should be. When somebody says that you are weak, when the person that you're with says that you're weak, you're gonna be like, oh hell no, I'm not weak. I've had 1,000,001 experiences where I should have been shut down, where I should have fallen, but I never fall. I never fell. I just arose to the occasion, and I became strong, and I overcame, and I removed those barriers and those boulders. Now, if I've done all that, you know what? I'm not weak. I'm a strong woman. And yes, underline that. Double score. Woman, I'm woman. So if you're telling me that I'm a weak person, there's something wrong with you. There's something not quite right with you. Now, that's when now when you're secure and somebody's telling you you're weak, you're stupid, you're ugly, and you know none of that is true because you've taken that time to really know yourself, you'd be like, get off my doors, get off my doorway, get out of my life, because now I know who you are. You know what? I say to you, work on yourself, buddy, and then you can get in a relationship with someone. It won't be me, but you can find somebody that's halfway decent, okay? If you work on yourself. That's what I would say to her, him or her. Because I'm not the one. I know right now I'm working on myself even further and further and harder and okay, I'm doing stuff to make myself stronger individual by knowing myself. Now, when I enter a new relationship, or when you enter a new relationship, okay, after you have already established yourself, because you want to make sure that you're financially able to take care of yourself, that you're emotionally able to be stable of yourself, that you are so assured of yourself, so confident of yourself. That's where you should be. So when the enemy comes to you with a friendly smile on your face, you're going to know the enemies from the friendlies. I just made that up. The enemies from the friendlies. Anyways, yeah, because this is an ugly world out there. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of ugly people out there who put on a facade that they're your friends and that they're trying to help you out. And they have ways of manipulating you. And they use fancy words and fancy ways of doing things. But really, it's all about bringing you down, because those people are small themselves. So they don't know how to raise themselves up to your level or to anybody's higher level, somebody who wants to feel better about themselves as well. So they want to bring you down, and they know how to do it. But you, if you take my advice, you know, before you enter any relationship, you get to really know yourself and where your stance is, and how you want to think and feel and know about yourself. You'll be like, oh, no, you manipulator. No, you're not bringing this woman down. No, you're not. Okay? So, what does it mean when you get into a relationship? How's it supposed to be? How is it supposed to be? How is that significant other in your life is supposed to treat you? Number one, you're not a toy. You're not a toy. You're not a cuddle bunny. Okay? That's not your only worth. Okay? That's like a tiny, tiny thing about you. But you're not somebody's punching bag. You're not a cuddle bunny. You're not somebody to treat like a child. You're not anything insignificant like that. Okay? And you should never look at somebody, even if you think that you're doing right by the way that you're thinking, then you shouldn't be in a relationship if you're thinking this way. If you have men out there, okay, if you have a woman that you're in a relationship with, and you like dressing her up, you buy her nice clothes, you know, and you're like, oh, you're so cute, you know, you know, but you don't stop and you don't listen to her. You don't listen to her goals, and you don't listen to her dreams. You don't step back and give her the push. And you know, so when she's talking about her goals and dreams, that these are the things I really want to do, you know, and you see that she's a bright woman, she's capable, she just needs that little push, then push her to do it in the most loving way. If this is truly her goals and dreams, you know, help her along. That's what real love is. Really loving someone is not treating them like a toy and molding them and putting them on a shelf to admire and look at and think how cute they are. Because I'm telling you, a lot of relationships are like that, and that's why they don't last. Even marriages, they don't last, because you're trying to cutify, and turn the person into who you want them to be, and treat them insignificantly, like they're toys, like they're nothing. They don't have no brains, no souls, no nothing. They're just sitting on the shelf over there. Okay? That's how a lot of people treat each other in a relationship. And then when that toy gets old, you're like, oh, boring, relationship's over. Okay? That's how most of them go. That's how the majority of the relationships go. But if you want a real mature relationship, you want to find out what her passions are. What kind of brain does she have? How does she think? How does she do? She's a strong woman, because all women are strong if you cultivate them the right way. And even if they're most cultivated, women are all different. I've seen women who are really bright, really, really intelligent. They've gotten their college education. They've actually made a career. They're in 5 years of their career. They're good at what they do. But if you see them, you walk them around, they look like beautiful silk scarves flying in the wind. You would think that they're kind of like bimbo, kind of like, not there. But they're not. That's just the way that they are. They're very, very feminine and very flowy and very, And then you have women who are very, sturdy, very strong, very rooted, very, and they're just as beautiful. They do they're very sexual and they're very sensuous. They're very, all things feminine and all things beautiful. But there are some women who are just a certain way. They don't have time for that bullshit, all that whimsical stuff. Sometimes it's nice, but for the most part, they're kind of business women almost. Whether they're business women of running a family or businesswomen running a corporation. They just have that way about them. But you need to stop and figure out who that woman is that you're with. Ask questions. Sit there and swap dreams. Figure out what it is that what floats their boat. Figure out everything that you need to know about that woman, because you're fascinated. And once you do that, once you get to really know the woman that you're with, guess what? Women are like rivers. They're always constantly changing. They're always constantly becoming more of what they already are. Okay? And you will never get bored with that woman if you truly, figure out who it is that you're with. Truly get to know her. You will never get bored, because she's never the same woman twice in the same day. Let's see if I said that right. And then the other thing is that you don't try to bring her down, because a lot of men, they're insecure, and they're not men enough. Or let's just say, because I support both gay and lesbians as well. There's always that, whatever. So when I just say men and women, just use what applies to you, because I'm gay. So, oh my goodness. Okay, I lost my way. Okay, so, you really need to, don't feel insecure. Feel proud that you're with somebody who's that brilliant and that wonderful, and you get to wake up with somebody every day that's just even more amazing than she was when you fell asleep the night before with. Okay? And, when she says, oh, you know what? I was thinking about opening up a women's battered shelter. I know that's a big one. But even let's just take the big one. That's like a goal and dream. She's like, I've always wanted to do that, but I've never done that. But she's like, now that I have the money and I also have strings I can pull, for support, and like people are looking for a good charity that that they can put their money into. I think that a battered women's shelter would be an amazing idea, and this is something that I really want to do. And he, the boyfriend or the husband, is like, I think that's a wonderful idea. I can see the passion in your eyes. I think that's amazing. I mean, definitely doable, definitely feasible. I mean, like, you should go and talk to the financial consultant, or whatever it is that let's do this. Yes, let's set up a meeting. Do you want me to go with you? I would love to be, if you would like me to be a part of that, Or if she's like, no, this is something I really want to do by myself, and then you're like, hey, okay, but if there's any way that I can help you out, just ask. I'm here. That's the kind of man that you should be. Don't ever feel, and it's good for you too, men or women. Because if you're the strong woman like that who has a lot of goals, aspirations, and actually takes steps in order to achieve anything, right? Doesn't that inspire you as well? Instead of okay, so he's down here and she's up here, right? And he's feeling like, oh my God, she's just raising higher and higher and higher. What should I do? Should I bring her down? Or should I raise to her level? Should I exceed? Should I not exceed? It's not about competition, but it's about, if you see somebody and you're amazed at you're amazed at the person that you're with, and you see how they are, and then you can bring a little bit of that into you yourself. Don't feel small. Don't feel insignificant. Don't feel any of that. Just raise to the occasion. Okay. And sometimes what I did. Okay. Let me tell you something. This is something that I had forgotten because I was feeling kind of sad and blue. I'm still getting over my breakup thing, and I'm really steadily getting over this. 3 months is not that long. Not even been completely 3 months yet. But I'm doing pretty good. The reason why she has something really big going on in her life, really big. And I don't want to put her business out there, but it's something really big. And she asked me if I could be there for her through this huge ordeal. It's like not good. And she needed some support and what have you. And I had to let her know. I said, no, I can't be there for you. I'm sorry, I cannot be there for you for 2 reasons. There's 2 big reasons. Number 1, the entire year you were crapping on me. I'm trying to tell you that this is how I want to feel about myself. I want to grow. This is like, this is what I want to do as a couple. Like, I want to buy a house. I want to get the car. I want to do better and bigger things with you. And she couldn't. Who she is as a person, she could not. And she was getting angry at me for becoming the woman that I was becoming, a strong, goal-oriented woman. She couldn't handle that, okay? And she punished me for it, basically. I mean, she really, like, the words that she was saying, she's calling me, like, fat, really fat, really, like, fat and ugly things. That she never called me these. She was mean to me, but those are one things that she never did. But this is, she was getting to. She tried to talk me out of doing the things that are healthy for me. She was like, oh, just have a cigarette. Just go ahead. Here, have a cigarette. But lucky for me, like I said, I was working on myself, and I'm already strong, and I already know that there's enemies out there who would like to bring you down a few notches so they can feel better. Okay, so I knew what she was doing. Who I was 5 years ago, I wouldn't have known what she was doing, because I wasn't strong. I wasn't a strong person. Sorry, I'm supposed to be looking up here. Sorry. But I wasn't a strong person 5 years ago. But who I am, I'm a very different person right now. So when she was like, "Oh, smoke up," because I had quit smoking, and I was 7 months clean after cigarettes. Okay, smoke up, have a cigarette. So I knew right away. I'm like, you know what? That's bullshit. That's bull. Like, you trying to bring me down because you can't rise to the occasion, really? So what have we learned today? And once again, it's a long video, but this is something that you guys really need to stop and think about. Okay? Love yourself first. Get to know exactly who you are, your strengths, what you want to do in your life, and be adamant, be confident, be secure in who you are. Love yourself. Develop a relationship with yourself, because that's how you find out who you are. Spend time with yourself. Spend time with yourself, because that's how you get to know yourself. And you can't know yourself if your attention's over here on this one and that one and that one and this one. No. That's why don't get into another relationship. She gets into another relationship, right? She gets her heart broken again. And the girl left her because she didn't like her for a while. The reasons I didn't like her, okay? And she just wasted that time. But me, on the other hand, I'm learning about myself. I'm learning just a lot of stuff. Everything I told you about, I'm learning. Okay. And so when next time I get into a relationship, it's not a sure thing that it's going to work out, because you have to see and wait and see. But at least I know what I want from somebody. I have my control. I have the reins of my life. Who I want to be with and who I don't want to be with. And when I encounter some frenemies, enemies, the ones who want to try to pretty talk me into manipulate me, give you kind words and kind sentiments, but really it's to cultivate you into something that you don't want to be later down the line. You need to, come on, people, you've got to open your eyes up to this stuff, because we're living in a different era. We're living in a different era, and it's not your mama's era anymore. It's not your daddy's era anymore. We're different. We're living in a world where people are careless. I'm not saying that there's nobody out there who's caring or loving, but we're living in a world where our morality is completely changed, and we don't know how to love each other anymore, We don't know how to respect one another. We don't know how it is to be in a relationship with one another, because the generation that just passed, right, is all about divorces, and it's all about impregnating teenagers, young women, and then leaving the women and children abandoned on the street, literally, some of them, to fend for themselves. That's the world that we're in today. And the majority of the men out there and the women out there, the majority of them are the ones who are going to impregnate you and abandon you, or impregnate you and trap you in a relationship, and they can treat you no matter which way you want, because you know why? You never went and got your education. You never took care of yourself. So now you have, now you're at the beck and call of a fool. There are men out there in the world who know how to manipulate women. Their fathers before them, this is the generation we come from, okay? Their fathers before them were womanizers, okay? It's not the generation before. Like, I remember my godfather. He took care of his family. That's who I learned from. And I promise you, one day I'm not going to be with a guy because I'm not interested. But the next person I'm with will have that much respect and love for where we're going to go together. Okay, 30 minutes in. Mwah. Love everybody. I hope that you take my advice and learn something from this. Please subscribe and like my videos and share if you will. Very much appreciate it. Okay, bye. Okay.